To the BMB Game of the Week. I'm Jad Broxman here, joined by Oliver Mattis. We are in for a great day today, as it is the Mepham Pirates Senior Day as they face off against the Jericho Jayhawks. Oliver?
I am very excited. It's a pretty good day for baseball, don't you think, Jared?
Agreed. It is a little windy here. We'll see if that plays in to this game with deep fly balls to the outfield.
Feels like the wind is blowing, honestly, away from home plate, so I think the balls will be flying today. Feels like we might see a couple deep balls go into left field. That feels like the way the wind is blowing right now. So I think if the ball gets hit in the air, I think we're going to see some deep fly balls.
Agreed. And a key thing to look at today, the Pirates currently sit third in the conference at 5-4, and Jericho at 1-8 in last, as the Pirates look to pick up a win to put them multiple games over 500 here today.
Yes, with the Pirates getting a 3-2 win over Bethpage last game, they now sit at a record of 10-4 overall, and with the conference record of 5-4. Jericho, on the other hand, had a bit of a tough game last match, lost 13-3 against Clark. Their overall record sits now at 1-8. In conference, they're also 1-8.
And we have Carter Gilman starting on the bump for the Pirates. Not your typical pitcher, more of the slow and just relies on the movement of his pitches, as he will look to go in the first couple innings, and then we'll see the Pirates' normal Game 1 starter, Jake Maxwell, who's just dominated this year.
As we saw Waters right there get a single to start off his game today. Carter, unfortunately, giving up a first AV hit. Not how you want to start, but it's about how you bounce back, as Balgobin now steps up to the plate.
As the first pitch to Balgobin looks like it is high and outside there, so 1-0 count to Balgobin.
You know, if you're Carter right now, you're probably thinking to yourself, all right, I just gave up a hit on the first pitcher I faced. How am I going to bounce back? What am I going to do? And you see Balgobin trying to put down the bunt, so how am I going to pitch to this guy?
As Gilman into the windup here, and the pitch is low. Stealing there, as he will be safe there, as able to get in the second is Waters. So perfect start for the Jayhawks. Get that leadoff single, get ahead in the count, and pick up that stolen base. So already your first runner in scoring position.
I mean, that was a perfect throw right there by Milonik. I mean, not much you can really do about that. That just shows the speed of Waters right there, as, you know, Gilman trying to bounce back, runner on second, no outs.
As the pitch is into the dirt there, 2-1 count to Balgobin. As Balgobin looking to just get that ball in the outfield, pick up that key sac fly. Really been one of the strong parts for this team. As Gilman trying to fight back into this count, get it back to evened up. Looking back to runners, trying to just get in Gilman's head there, and that one will be look like it. As Gilman into the windup here, and the pitch is strike. It is in there, 2-2 count. So big strike there for Gilman, looking for the key put-away pitch to get this first out of the game for the Pirates.
Gilman able to paint that outside corner right there. Got Balgobin looking. Probably going to try and do that again with the pitch.
As he does it again, exactly as you said, Oliver, and that's out number 1 for the Pirates, and Gilman's first strikeout on the day.
You know, I'm actually pretty proud of myself for being able to call that. That was a very good strikeout right there for Gilman, as number 20, Grotus, will now step up to the plate with a runner on second and 1 out.
As Grotus has been a key threat this year, batting .470, multiple extra base hits, 7 singles, 3 doubles. Just looking to get one of those down. You see the Pirates a little shifted as that first pitch is in there and high to Grotus.
You know, just as you said right there, Grotus, absolute threat at the bat. Like you said, batting .470. This is going to be a tough at-bat for Gilman with a runner on second base. So you have runners in scoring position. Lefty-righty matchup right now. Let's see how Gilman goes after Grotus right now.
That one's whipped in the left field on the run there. Able to make the catch is
Seifert.
As Seifert, the senior, able to make the catch on the run. Hold Waters with the strong throw. 2 outs here. Brings up to the plate Ho.
You know, good positioning right there by Seifert. Carter right there, Gilman right there gets a lucky break right there as Waters still on second, but now with 2 outs.
As the pitch to Ho there is lined off of DeLucia's glove, but it's whistled dead as it looks like Gilman may have been called for the balk there to advance Waters. So Waters finally gets to advance to third. Runner on third, 2 outs. That pitch does not count due to the balk. And Ho just trying to keep doing what he's doing. He's gotten 4 singles, and that's all you need. A single will get that runner and get the Jayhawks that early lead. That pitch is low for a ball.
So like you said before, unfortunately for Gilman, he was called in the balk right there, so that pitch didn't count. He's now behind 1-0 as we see DeLuca as shortstop right there. That's definitely someone you want to look out for. He's definitely a great defensive player, someone who you should keep an eye out for. Here's the pitch.
And that one's in there for a strike as you just see Waters creeping down that third base line, trying to just throw off Gilman's timing to the plate. Maybe try and force another balk there and get him to end up balking in that run. There's 1-1 count here, runner on third, 2 outs. Gilman just needs to focus on that hitter at the plate. As Gilman into the windup there, and the pitch is high there for ball 2.
You know, Ho himself is a pretty solid batter. 4 singles, 2 doubles, batting .304 right now. Batting cleanup, so, you know, this is definitely a batter who is absolutely tough to face. But with the lefty-lefty matchup right now, Gilman looks to be doing a pretty solid job right now.
And in the windup there, swing and a miss there for strike 2. So 2-2 count. Gilman's evened it up across the board, really needing that put-away pitch here.
I agree. I think he might, what he did last time, he might go on the outside corner as Milonic gives him the pitch.
Agreed, as that one looks like it got the inside corner. Pirates trying to chase it down, as that one will go into foul territory, so still 2-2.
So jam shot right there by Ho. Gilman pitching him inside. You know, based off of previous trends, Gilman, he looks like he likes to repeat certain pitches. I think we're going to see him once again attack on the inside, jam him. If Ho was late, you might think he might be late again.
And Gilman, here is the pitch, and that pitch is going for the high inside corner, and that one's hit in the foul territory again. As you can see, Ho not able to fully time up Gilman's pitches on the inside corners.
So we see a replay over here of Ho. Gets the strike on the outside corner right there. A beautiful swing and a miss. But now we see with with Ho batting, you know, Gilman trying to jam shot him. Ho just fighting off. If you're Gilman, I think you might want to change things up and go on the outside corner.
Agreed, as he's gone inside twice as he goes for the outside, and he gets the call from the ump. As you said it again there, you've been able to just fully call that outside corner as it's worked twice and for 2 strikeouts. So shutdown inning for Gilman. Jayhawks leave 1 on base, and Pirates coming about. It'll be Zola, Milonic, and a Guglielmo.
You know, after giving up a leadoff single, Gilman really dialed in. You know, a stolen base and the balk did set him back, but that didn't stop him from riding his own momentum. He's picking up 2 Ks and a fly out from Seaford in the outfield. As, you know, Gilman did his job. Only 1 hit, no runs. He absolutely did his job. I'm not able to call what pitches were going to come. But, you know, we're seeing Gilman, he's dotting up the outside corners. That seems to be his specialty. With Ho, he was attacking him on the inside, realized that, you know, even though he's late, I might as well change things up again, get in his head a little bit. So he decided to go for the outside corner, and he just painted it. Agreed,
as we'll see what Fortunoff does, how he will attack his hitters. Will he like the inside, the outside? Will he try and get that late break? And his catcher today will be DeJesus, as DeJesus, key part of this team. Only a sophomore, great at commanding these pitchers. We'll just see how great that command is against this tough set of Pirates hitters.
I definitely agree with you. You know, if you're the Pirates right here, I mean, I think you already got momentum from Gilman. I mean, already being able to get out of tough situations, you know, with a runner on when you had a runner on second and no outs and being able to get out of that sticky situation, it just shows the potential that this Pirates team has to come back from really any deficit.
Agreed, but it'll also be an interesting day for the Pirates because as it is senior day, they will roll out the full 9 hitters of seniors. So very impressive to have 9 seniors. Excuse me, they will have 8 seniors out of the 9 hitters play. So it'll be very interesting. It's not their typical starting lineup. So we'll see how they will be able to attack Fortunov. Will they be able to attack a couple runs on him early?
You know, I agree 100% with what you said right there. With it being senior night, you know, we're going to see some changes that you might not usually see. But just like they say, you got to let things play out, and we'll see how things go. You know, we know the senior Met-Bum team is pretty stacked. They got very high potential. And I'm honestly excited to see what they can do on their senior night.
And getting ready to step up to the plate here for the Pirates, number 15 will be Jaden Zoller. Zoller, key pitcher on this team. Remember last year in our BMB game of the week, just absolutely knocked the cover off the ball as he looks to just start off this game like that. As you see, Fortunov just having his last-minute mound visit from his infielders, just calming everybody down, making sure everybody's on the same page for the start of this game. Just see Zoller getting ready here to step in.
We know Zoller is a threat on the mound, but he also has a bat. You know, he's committed to University of New Haven. He's absolutely a dual threat on this team, both on the mound and the plate. So it's exciting to see what he's going to do leading off.
As Fortunov getting the sign from his catcher into the windup there, and the pitch is able to catch the bottom of the zone there to Zoller, 0-1 count.
Bolgerman with the windup in the pitch.
And that one is grounded into center field. Just like I said before, Zoller had that contact last year in our B&B game of the week and brings it right to this year, bringing up now Charlie Moronic, the catcher.
You know, starting off the inning strong, single up the middle, you know, we saw that in the first half of the inning, a single up the middle. So you got to wonder, how is Bolgerman going to come back from this? We saw how Gilman was able to come back. Now it's his turn to show us how is he going to bounce back after giving off a leadoff single. As Bolgerman with the windup of the pitch. Swing and a miss right there. That'll be strike 1. So Bolgerman looks like he's going to, on the righty-righty matchup, he just went inside right there. You know, that's a pretty solid move to do right there with Milonic. But Milonic is a very outstanding catcher and batter. With the pitch, Milonic tries to get a hit and run going. Zoller with the speed right there. He's going to get sent back to first base, and Milonic is now behind in the count, 0-2.
Yes, Milonic just tried to execute perfectly that hit and run. As Milonic still at the plate. 0-2 count here, trying to just advance Zoller, and that one's into the dirt, fielded by the catcher, able to block that as it'll be a 1-2 count. As just, here's the replay of Zoller, able to hit it directly right up the middle, in fact, right off the rubber, so 1-2 count, 2-2 count. Nobody out. Pirates still with their leadoff runner. Milonic just trying to do everything he can to advance that runner and not get into that double play. As you see Zoller on the move there, as he is able to get down. That throw will go into center field. Zoller thought about it, decides not to, as it'll be a full count to Milonic.
You know, starting off 0-2 in the count, fighting back to now 3-2, and Zoller getting stolen base. Once again, we've seen another stolen base coming up of a leadoff single. This time, Milonic in a 3-2 count. See how he's going to try and fight off with the runner in scoring position.
Yeah, as a step off there from Balgobin, not able to get that full thing going. As he's getting his sign for a pivotal pitch here. As a 3-2 count. As you just see, second baseman trying to get Zoller to bite. That one will be low. It'll be
Milonic stepping back up into the plate. He's going to try and fight off. Still on the 2-strike count, doing everything he can.
As 3-2 here. That one is swing and a miss there by Melonic. As that'll be out number 1 for the Pirates. And just here's the replay of that stolen base there by Zola and the throw in the center field. Bringing up now Agugliero, the third hitter for the Pirates.
Tommy Agugliero, you know, he's committed to Ithaca. He's the DH, so if he's the DH, he's got a bat. So this is definitely an open opportunity for him to get in a run to give this Mepham team a lead of 1-0.
As that one is able to catch the bottom of the zone. So folks pitch strike there by Balgaman. You really seen him able gain his confidence, especially in that last at-bat. A long at-bat worked by Melonic and able to win that battle. So you see after that leadoff single, able to get back on his groove. And Balgaman into the windup there. And that one is fouled to the backstop. 0-2 count here.
You know, once again, Balgaman showing off the stuff he's got. Back-to-back 0-2 counts. You know, we definitely know he's got some nasty stuff. We know he has a 7.73 ERA, but he also has 11 strikeouts, so definitely don't count him out, as anything is possible, as he's currently fighting off right now, just like how Gilman was able to before.
As Balgaman ahead, able to keep that runner at second for now. Into the windup, and a step-off inside move there to second base to try and keep that runner there.
As now Balgaman getting back in motion.
As Balgaman into the windup there, and that one's popped up sky high. It'll be
you know, as Agugliero felt that right off the top of the fence. So he's still stuck in that 0-2 count, you know, he's still fighting off. Balgaman doing everything he can to try and put away Agugliero, keep Zoller on second. As Balgaman steps off, Agugliero taking time, both adjusting, both trying to get their groove going on, get something going on. Balgaman, he's been doing a phenomenal job ever since giving up that leadoff single, finding his groove back.
As you see them trying to hold Zoller on. And that one is bounced there. Zoller goes halfway and decides to retreat to second base.
As they'll put a ball right there. Balgaman still in control of this at-bat, though. 1-2 in the count. Still being able to have some leeway. But Agugliero not taking the bait right there. As he's still in the, excuse me.
And that one is high there by Balgaman. That'll bring up ball 2. So 2-2 count, runner on second, 1 out.
You know, these Mepham Pirate batters have been doing a phenomenal job of just staying, you know, staying alive as Balgaman with the pitch gets behind the catcher. Agugliero has brought it all the way back to a 3-2 count right now.
And that ended up being a wild pitch to get Zola over to third with just 1 out. A sac fly is all you will need here. But great job working the count. Agugliero, big pitch by Balgaman. We saw him win the battle earlier to Melonic. Will he do it again here? As Balgaman getting his sign here into the windup, and the pitch is high. That'll be ball 4 there. That'll bring runners to the corners for the Pirates with Leibowitz stepping up to the plate.
You know, good at bat right there for Agugliero, starting off 0-2, able to draw the walk. Zoller able to advance to third. So runners on the corners right now with just 1 out. Leibowitz now up to bat. This is definitely prime opportunity for the Pirates to strike early.
And that one is lined foul of first base, 0-1 count to Leibowitz.
You know, Balgaman, I think in every single at-bat other than with Zoller, that was first pitch swinging, Balgaman has been able to get ahead of the count early on, start off 0-1 and even 0-2. So he's been doing a phenomenal job starting off. He's just got to close it off.
As the Pirates put the runner on the move again, as a nifty slide there. Everybody's safe. That throw will go out of play there. Pirates pick up extra bases. Perfectly executed hit and run. Give the Pirates their first run of the game. Able to get Zola in. Able to get a Guglielmo with a nifty slide at second to put that second baseman offline. Give the Pirates second and third, 1 out here.
You know, if you're the Pirates, that's exactly what you wanted right there. You got a ball in play, and it looked like to be a hit and run as we saw run on second run as Balgobin with the pitch. And that ball is skied high, and that is a home run. What a swing right there.
As Grady DeLucia goes deep. A 3-run bomb for DeLucia, exactly how you want your senior day to go. There was really no doubt about that one to left field. One of the longest parts of this park. Pirates with 4, Jericho with 1. Just perfect rally for the Pirates. As you saw Zola struggle a little bit getting him in from second, but all they needed was that one mistake, and they were able to capitalize right off of Jericho's mistake. That error, that could have been a borderline double play. Just like that, Pirates pick up 4 runs in the first inning.
You know, what a great swing by DeLucia right there. I mean, to go up 4-0 early on right now, first pitch swinging there. Balgobin, we know he's aggressive to start off as he gets in with a windup, and that'll be high for ball 1.
As it looks like that home run may have rattled Balgobin's control completely, as that'll bring up Quilty, as Quilty took that one high and inside for ball 1. It's Pirates 4, Jayhawks none, as that pitch is in there, able to get the inside corner, 1-1 count.
You know, if you're Balgobin, you have 1 out right now. I think you gotta relax a little bit. You gotta wind down, get things back and going. 1-1 count right now. Balgobin with the pitch. Doesn't get the call right there. As you know, I think for the first time today, we've seen Balgobin be behind in the count.
As Quilty ahead in the count here, and that one able to get the outside corner there. 2-2 count.
Balgobin being able to regain his control now. Gets into an even count right now. He's been mostly throwing strikes. As Balgobin with the pitch.
And that one's lined into right field. Not able to make the catch on the dive there. As Quilty will round first, head to second. As he will round second, head to third. As it looks like it'll be a stand-up triple for Quilty. And the seniors doing exactly what they want to on their senior day. You saw Zola get on. You saw Guglielmo get on. You saw DeLucia go deep. And the next best thing other than a homer is a triple. And right there's Quilty able to come away with a 1-out triple. So the Pirates with a big 1-out rally. And just like that, another runner in scoring position will bring up Jackson Seifert, the left fielder.
You know, great piece of hitting right there. Quilty able to go the other way with a stand-up triple. I mean, you don't see stand-up triples that often. You usually see close plays right there. But being able to get a stand-up right there, that just shows the raw power that Quilty has to go the other way. And with only 1 out and a runner on third, Pirates, all you got to do is just get the ball in the ground, or really just in play, and you'll go up 5-0.
As here's Balgobin with the mound visit, just trying to get his teammates to calm him down. You see the coach come out there, just try and just tell him, you're down early, we can get the runs, just calm him down, saying it's only the first couple hitters, trying to get him back in control for Seifert.
You know, we saw Seifert earlier make a play in right field, or excuse me, in left field. So let's see what he can now do with the bat.
As Balgobin just looking for a key strikeout with 1 out and a runner on third. As that one's in there for a strike.
You know, Balgobin, after that mound visit, regains control, starting off strong, getting a first pitch strike. He's been doing that very consistently throughout the batters he's faced. And here's with him in another pitch. Grounded to short. They'll get the run in. Will they be able to get the play at first? They will.
As that'll be an out for the Jayhawks, but a run for the Pirates. That'll give them number 5 on the inning. So Seifert getting the very productive out in the 7th spot. That'll bring up the 8-hitter, Anton Macon.
You know, good piece of hitting right there by Seifert. It's a productive at-bat right there. You get the run in. You expand your lead even more. That's a very successful at-bat right there, I'd say.
As Balgobin gets that first pitch strike in there. He's really been very efficient on those first pitch strikes. He's just really trying to find that put-away pitch where he can truly command his location to get those key outs when he needs it. He was able to get that out to Seifert. Now trying to limit the Pirates to 5. That one is outside there for a ball. So 1-1 count to Macon.
You know, I think these Pirates are also picking up that ball, you know, with this Jayhawks rotation, they're very aggressive to start off the at-bats. So swinging first pitch, honestly, seems to be the move, and that's why I think we saw DeLucia be able to get that home run. I mean, that was first pitch swinging. We know that Bolgman likes to go in the strike zone first pitches. So I think we'll see a lot more first pitch swinging from this Pirates team.
Agreed, Oliver. As Balgman into the windup here, and the pitch is lined right at the second baseman. Bobbled there. Close play at first, as able to stay on the bag will be Walsh. So at the end of 1 inning to play here, Pirates 5, Jayhawks 0. Jayhawks coming to bat. As now he'll be joined by Brandon Catalina. Brandon, what did you see in that first inning from both teams?
Yeah, I saw the offenses playing very well. You know, Jericho able to score a run off of a balk, and then Mepham being able to respond back with a home run, 3-run home run from further south.
Agreed, as we'll see how Gilman comes out for inning number 2 here, and how the Jayhawks will also respond, as the Pirates with an avalanche response there. They get that when the Jayhawks were up. They let that runner on. They were able to limit him and not let him score. As they did let him score. 1 run ended up scoring. So at the end of 1, Pirates 5, Jayhawks 1. 4 hits there for the Pirates, including the biggest one of them all, Grady DeLucia hitting another home run.
Yeah, you also saw Quilty hit a triple right after that. You know, triples, they're extremely uncommon, but when they happen, they're a big momentum booster.
Agreed, as that was Dalia who tried to make the play that led to the triple, and that one just ended up getting by him. So he's going to want that one back, but he's going to try and earn it back at the plate. As stepping up to the plate, it'll be Blanche, Walsh, and DeJesus, the second baseman, first baseman, and catcher.
Yeah, we'll see what he has in store. He's a starter. He is also a pitcher and sometimes pitches.
As you see the Pirates getting some early work in the pen. Looks to be a pitcher stretching out there, getting ready to maybe make his entrance into this senior day.
As Gilman's getting set and ready to go.
As Gilman getting the sign from Milanic. Gilman lined up, and the pitch is high and inside. That one's fouled off, strike 1.
Yeah, Carter throwing a little high pitch right there, getting the chase. Good strike 1.
Yeah, as it looks to be Jake Maxwell, senior, normal game 1 pitcher for the...
Coach Simonelli, what do we plan to do in the second inning with your team?
Yeah, we just have to kind of clean things up a little bit. You know, we just kind of had a rough first inning there, kind of getting off the bus a little slow. So we just got to go ahead and make sure we're making the plays out there, can control what we can control, and limit the damage. You're welcome.
As that one before was in there for a strike by Gilman. Next one is lined. Diving stop there. Incredible play there by Macon. Macon wasn't able to make the impact when he was hitting, but he was able to make that key diving play there for out number 1.
Yeah, the interview with the Jericho coach definitely helping us out.
Yes, 1 out there brings up Walsh for this Jericho team.
Yep, he's getting ready. Really tall. Let's see what he can do.
As Gilman just trying to keep on doing what he's been doing today, just able to get those key pitches. And that one's popped up, coming in to make that catch will be
Quilty making the catch right there for the second out of the inning.
And that'll be 2 quick outs, so Gilman really doing a good job limiting his pitches here. As that will bring up DeJesus, the catcher, in the 8 spot for this team. And that one is fouled off the top of the cage there for strike 1.
Yep, right there. 0-1 count. Gilman working a very efficient inning thus far.
As Gilman keeping his pitch count low here, trying to ride off of that first pitch strike yet again. As he gets a ground ball there. That one will be over to Seligman, over to first to Quilty. So 1-2-3 inning for the Pirates. Very quick inning. We'll bring up Seligman, Zolu, and Milanic.
Yeah, Gilman worked a extremely efficient inning there. And the next inning, the Pirates will see Jake Maxwell pitching on his senior night.
Agreed. That was the plan going into this game, but we'll see how that comes out. I do expect Maxwell to come in soon, but after the quick inning of Gilman, does Coach Ryan decide to ride him on his senior night, especially with his stuff at his best here?
Yeah, we will find that one out. As both teams taking the field right now is the Hawks getting ready.
As Balgobin looks to come out, he did have some bright spots in that first inning there, able to get those key first pitch strikes and able to get the key outs to end up ending the inning, but it'll be Bladen Seligman getting ready to step up to the plate here for the Pirates.
Yeah, the second baseman just ended last inning. Let's see how we can start off this inning.
As Balgobin just getting his last few warm-ups and the rest of the Jayhawks just getting their last couple throws in before Seligman steps into the box. So you see Seligman just trying to time up those pitches before he steps in the box to start the at-bat against Balgobin.
Yeah, he's another infielder pitcher for the Pirates who is a senior graduating. And now both teams getting ready. Seligman getting to the batter's box.
As we see the regular catcher, De Jesus, stepping now behind the plate. As you saw the backup warming up Balgobin because De Jesus was the last out of that inning. As it'll be Seligman just getting the game plan and getting ready to go into that bat. As you see him talking with his coaches there, trying to time up Balgobin.
As the throw goes down over to second, teams are ready to go.
As you see the umpire just dusting off home plate there. Seligman getting ready to step up to the plate as he's into the box now as we get ready for the first pitch of this bottom of the second inning. As Balgobin into the windup here, and the pitch is outside there. Seligman takes ball 1.
Yeah, the all-speed pitch right there. He was able to see it the entire way and take it for a ball.
Seligman, one of the key players on this team, as that one is popped up off the top of the cage, 1-1.
Yeah, it looks like he's seen him well. Even though that one was pop foul, he did get a pretty good chunk of bat on that.
He got a little too much under that one. He'll try and adjust as this at-bat goes on. 1-1 count here to lead off bottom of the second. As into the windup is Balgobin, and that one is fouled wide of the third base line. 1-2 count.
Yeah, 1-2 count here. It's probably going to be either an off-speed trying to get a chase or a up and in pitch. We'll see which one the pitcher wants to go with.
As Balgobin, we saw him try a couple times, get that inside pitch, and it has been fouled off by the Pirates as he goes inside and low there. Drop third strike, the throw over to first is in time as Seligman will strike out and brings up Zolo, who's 1 for 1 on the day with a single right up the middle to center field.
Yeah, the off-speed pitch able to fool Seligman right there for the first out of the inning.
And Zola just trying to keep doing what he does, just put the bat on the ball and find the open field.
Yeah, he is senior for the Pirates, and he is an all-county player and a leader for this team.
Balgobin into the windup, and the pitch is lined. Leaping catch there made by Grotus. 2 quick outs now for Balgobin, doing exactly what Gilman did last inning. Brings up Milanic.
Yeah, 2 outs, trying to start a rally right here. You know, Gilman just threw such an efficient inning. You want to carry that momentum over with the bats.
As Milanic 0 for 1 here today. As that one by Balgobin is in there, strike 1.
Good pitch right there on the outside edge.
Balgobin really just trying to keep this pitch count low so he can go a long length in this game. That one is foul of third. So again, ahead in the count with 2 strikes. He's done that a couple times here. Just trying to keep that rolling and end up getting this put away pitch and give the Pirates a scoreless second inning.
0-2 count right here. Both teams ready.
Balgobin into the windup here, and the pitch is not able to clip the outside corner, just misses. 1-2 count.
Yeah, went with the off speed right there, able to hold off of it.
As Balgobin, could we see him go that low and inside pitch that he did last batter and came up with the strikeout? As he does try it into the dirt. Milanic does not bite. 2-2 count.
Yeah, good eye right there. Taking the off-speed pitch. There's been a lot of off-speed pitches went up in the count, so you got to be prepared for those.
Balgobin 2-2. That one is grounded to third, over to first. Milanic trying to beat it out. Good scoop there by Walsh. And at the end of 2 innings of play, Pirates 5, Jayhawks 1.
Yeah, very nice inning right there for both teams. Pitching-wise, able for the quick inning. As now I'm going to be joined by Sean Damiano. Sean, what's up?
Thank you, Brandon. It's great to be up here. You know, Maxwell, even after just going short for the second inning, you're up 5-1 already. So that's probably what Coach Ryan was really hoping for. Obviously, he's been coming to this game. It wouldn't be close seeing as Maxwell right now. But, and here's the score here. Obviously, that first inning we saw Jericho putting up that runner early, and then Maxwell just exploded, especially with Grady DeLucia hitting that 3-run home run there in the bottom of the first over the left field fence to give Mepham the lead. It was something to see there.
Yeah, it was a high-scoring inning. Or a low-scoring inning, excuse me. But both teams' pitchers very effective, and we're actually keeping Gilman in the game. We thought that Gilman was only going to go 2, but Coach said at the last game.
Well, now we see him warming up here. He's only given up 1 hit so far, and honestly, if I was Coach Ryan, I'd keep Gilman in too, because he's just been playing great this season, as well as today, just in general. And here we see midfield, and we're going.
Yeah. We see a replay right there of the scoop from last inning made by the Jericho team.
Gilman's just been a great pitcher today, and that's what we've seen a lot from him this season, so I'm not surprised that we're going to see him going 3 innings today. Hopefully for him, he'll probably want to see Jericho go out of the field without a run again, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
This warm-up continues to go on.
Yeah, just looking for a successful senior day. All you can really ask for so far is only giving up 1 run. Going to try to keep it like that.
And meeting with his catcher now, we'll see what happens at the start of this inning, as now we have Jericho's batter finally coming up the plate. And we'll see, that will be James Shapiro. He's a freshman.
Yeah.
Up to bat here in the top of the third. Great job rounding the bases and at the plate so far, says Coach. As we see the first pitch, he's going to swing at it just a bit off of that one. Strike 1.
You actually have Margulione going in at DH right now, batting 0-1 count right here.
Yeah, we'll see what he can do here. He's going to hit that one, but it goes back into the cage. That will be 0-2 for Margolin.
The 0-2 count right here. We'll see what Gilman wants to do. My guess would be another off-speed low. Try and get the chase.
And we'll see if he'll be able to get that down, as he has been so great with his command so far this game. As he takes the windup, goes into his pitching motion, That one up the middle, right back to Gilman, who's able to scoop it up, toss it over to first base, and get the first out of the inning. Good play there by Gilman with that quick reaction time, being able to put out his first runner of the inning.
Yeah, Gilman showing off some of the Gold Glove defense right there, able to make the play.
You know, that's a lot of the stuff that you want to see out of your pitcher, not just on the pitching side, but here you see him with that great glove. Obviously, if you have a lot of hitters that are hitting up the middle like that, Gilman having that quick reaction, able to get the glove down there is great. And now we will have a mound visit.
And the Pirates are going to be subbing in BMB's very own Jake Maxwell to pitch.
And now Jake Maxwell here so far this season has been doing great as well. He's committed to Western Connecticut State and is coming up to pitch after Carter this game. Against Roslyn this season, he has a no-hitter, and he's held up just a 1.1 ERA over 15.2 innings. What a great stat line, and hopefully Mepham wants to see more of that as we'll come up to face the second batter of the inning.
Yeah, an
for Jericho.
incredible stat line, actually. Being able to go that many innings, only letting up 1 run per inning is incredible. He also is a senior for this Pirates team. Another senior seeing action today.
And he must be happy to do it. Hopefully wants to continue that streak of putting up these great innings as he starts to warm up here with his teammates around him. You see guys out there like Grady DiLucio from the home run earlier and Braden Seligman, both seniors. And we'll see how Maxwell turns out going up against these Jericho batters.
Yeah, DiLucio with the huge 3-run home run to give the Pirates a big lead in this game before.
And next up to bat, we should be seeing A.H. Daria, the freshman, playing right field tonight for Jericho. Should be next up at bat, and obviously as a freshman he hasn't seen that much time, but he's finding his way onto the field for Jericho, and coach trying him out. We're trying to see what we can get out of him as Maxwell still warming up with his catcher here, just trying to get the arm going for this third inning.
Yeah, taking his time warm up. He's normally a starting pitcher, and Gilman is usually the one in relief. This game, they flipped it for senior night, trying to do something special.
Special one here today. It's great to see all these seniors coming out, playing well. And now Maxwell coming in a spot he wouldn't usually. We'll see if that impacts his gameplay at all as Fortunoff comes up, starting to come up to the plate. We'll see what he can do at that 9-hole.
Yeah, let's see how Maxwell responds being thrown into an inning. No one on base, luckily for him, and 1 out. So he's coming in with a little bit of an advantage than most of the time.
And Fortunoff, he's coming back from an injury as a senior. Another one on the field today. As Maxwell comes out for that first pitch, high and inside. Looks like they will call that one.
Yeah, going the fastball early, trying to get in the head.
Warming up the arm, that's what we saw a lot of him. From these fastballs, we'll see another one there. Chop for a strike nearly down the middle. Maxwell has some great velocity in that arm.
Yeah, definitely great velocity.
Maxwell getting set again, going to pitch. A bit of a quick pitcher. Swing and miss on the low ball there from Maxwell. Good placement from him.
Yeah, you can see he's just pounding the zone, and that's probably why he's been able to keep such a low ERA.
We'll see him get set again, possibly for the strikeout pitch, but it will be called high and outside.
Yeah, just a bit high and outside there, not getting the call.
Maxwell not taking much time to rest between these pitches as he comes set again, whips over, swing and a miss. Strikeout there for John Fortunoff, as that will be the second out of the inning. Maxwell's first.
Yeah, Maxwell's working with incredible pace right now. He's getting onto the mound and just throwing these pitches. That one was an off-speed pitch, and it's just working.
Yeah, we'll see him now coming up to bat against Waters here. Number 12, he has had Jericho's only hit this game, which was a single, as we'll see the first pitch come to him.
Yeah, he's batting over 500 this season. Made it his 11th single of the season earlier in this game. So he's a premier hitter.
Maxwell not wasting any time getting in this pitch. Lines that one to right. Will be settled onto there by Mepham's right fielder. Good play by him. just to keep the ball down, but that will be...
And the Pirates trying to get the out at first, trying to be sneaky. Lebowitz tries throwing it over to Quilty, just able to get by, and the runner will advance to second.
A bit of a gaffe there for Mepham, but not too much of a big blunder as they still have the 4-run cushion. As we are going to see Balgobin coming up, the pitcher at the plate.
Yep, pitcher's trying to help himself out right here.
With the runner on second, even a single can bring home a run for Jericho.
Yeah, as Waters is having now his 12th single of the season, he's batting almost 600 now with that hit.
You know, that's great for Jericho. Obviously, contact hitters is having the guy able to get on base, as we'll see Balgobin swing and miss at that pitch.
Yeah.
Contact hitters, great to have in the lineup, especially a guy getting hits almost 6 out of 10 times that they're up to plate. A lot of singles still leads to a lot of run opportunities.
Yeah, and he's playing around at second base, making it more challenging for Maxwell, jumping back and forth.
Another pitch to Balgobin, which he swings and misses at. That will end the inning for Maxwell's second strikeout in a row, sending us into the 4th.
Yeah, a high heater right there, able to blow by the out for the final out of the inning.
Yeah, we'll see what Jericho's going to do here with Balgobin still in the game pitching. We'll see if they keep him in for much longer after he just used a bit of his energy there at the plate. And we'll see what Mepham can do at the plate after holding that down for the defensive inning. Second consecutive scoreless inning here.
Yep, bottom of the 3rd inning coming up. We'll see what they can do.
And we'll see maybe the Pirates can get a bit into their bench a bit later in this game. We'll see. Obviously, there's a lot of talented players in both these teams, but you never know, especially with that first inning where 6 runs were scored between the two teams. Since then, nothing, just a couple of hits combined, and Balgobin comes back out to the mound to warm up before the 4th.
Yeah, good warm-up, getting ready for the throwdown.
Yep, and we get that behind the plate view there as we will see Balgobin warming up once again with his catcher there. And Balgobin, his numbers haven't seemed the best so far this season. 7.73 ERA, but he's still one of the starting pitchers on the Jericho team overall. Coach, one of the main things that he wanted to do was limiting walks and putting pressure on Mepham fielders. Hopefully we see Balgobin limit his walks. He's had 18 so far this season to the 11 strikeouts, and we'll see these Mepham hitters are very formidable, as we've seen so far today from the 5-run first inning. He's pitched these 2 innings, given up 5 earned, obviously, but since the first, he has settled down a bit, as we've seen from the 2 scoreless, and maybe if he's able to hold them off, Coach will let him stay, and we'll see what Simonelli wants to do.
Yeah, taking his time, completing his warm-up, and Guglielmo leading off the inning as the DH.
And DH here, Guglielmo, we'll see. He's committed to Ithaca College, upstate New York, as a senior tonight, and we'll see him getting into that right-handed batter's box here. We'll see what he can do if we can get Mepham to start this inning off with a nice hit, if Guglielmo is able to do it. But Balgobin now coming set, sitting back. Here's the pitch. Looks high. That will be high. Ball 1.
Yeah,
Balgobin.
Good take right there by Guglielmo.
And we'll see if he can limit the walks, Balgobin, like Coach wants. It'll be the second pitch. A bit low. They will call that ball 2. And it looks like a Gugliotta is going to be playing the smart game here. Great plate IQ, able to hold off on those pitches, even if they are close. 2-0 count. Here's the pitch from Balgobin. And that one is going to be hit up, back into the cage for his first strike. 2-1 now. Balgobin trying to force that contact. Either the hard ones forcing the foul balls, just trying to get any sort of balls in the zone on a Gugliotta.
Here we go, getting ready to set the pitch right now. Balgobin to Guglielmo, and that's going to be a strike 1 of the bat, 2-1 count.
2-2 count, actually, as we will see Lebowitz here at the plate. Actually, we'll see what he'll do on the 2-2 as Balgobin winds up. Here's the pitch. That one bounces before the plate into the catcher's mitt. Full count here, 3-2 for Lebowitz, who is 1 for 1 on the game so far.
Here we go, 3-2 count right here. Big pitch incoming.
You'll see Balgobin pulls back, kicks up. Here's the pitch. Lebowitz, that one lined down the third base line. He will just get beat out by the throw to the first baseman there.
Great play by Grotas right there for the first out.
It was close, but Lebowitz just couldn't handle the run to first, and now we have up our next Mepham batter, who we'll see if he can fare better than Lebowitz just did in that at-bat, as Balgobin stays in this game able to manage control. Balgobin looking, pulls back, winds up for the first pitch of the at-bat, curves a bit there, falling down, but will stay high of the zone for ball 1.
Yeah, high off speed right there.
You know, Balgobin's got some great talent. Ball there in the dirt for ball 2, and here we see actually, we'll see 3-on-3 matchup. Lebowitz with an absolute tower there pop up in the field, as we will see the shortstop coming in to field that one. That will be Justin Walsh.
And now DeLucia coming to the plate right here. Already has that 3-run home run. He's going to be looking to do it again.
DeLucia produced 50% of this game's run extent, and we'll see what he has here against Balgobin again. Obviously, we saw that powerful hit over the left field fence after that last one. Balgobin kicks back again. Pitches. Oh my goodness, what a hit. That one's to center. Will be caught there by Matt Waters in center, but still a second powerful hit for Grady DeLucia.
And now we're going to send it down to Matty Geese.
And not Matty East, but actually Oliver Mattis will change as my co-host, as we'll see what's going to go. As we see another scoreless inning going down between Jericho and Mepham. Just not since the first inning have we seen a good amount of offense, but we have seen a couple hits here and there and some good contact, obviously, with the last 2 batters we saw with an absolute soaring pop-up, and DeLucia replicating his power from the first.
Absolutely, as we see Jake Maxwell. He had a dominant first outing. You know, he's thrown a no-hitter this season so far. You know, it's definitely someone you gotta look out for if you are the Jayhawks.
And yes, Oliver, he struck out the first 2 batters he faced in the 3rd inning, and we'll see if he can keep that streak up again, as the Jayhawks will look to break back into the hit column after getting unlucky the past couple innings. Well, did score that run in the first, but haven't seen that kind of momentum since then, and we'll see what their coach has to say about that. We'll see if they can change up their strategy a bit, possibly, if they want to get back in this game.
You know, this Mepham team definitely has the momentum on their side right now, putting up a 5 spot in the first inning. I mean, and with Jake Maxwell now on the bump, if you're the Pirates, you're absolutely feeling good.
And feeling good is exactly what I would feel as Coach Ryan, obviously with a 4-run cushion going into this part of the inning, and it's just amazing if you're coach. And Maxwell out here with 2 strikeouts to start. Obviously nothing to scoff at, as we will see Jericho coming up to the plate. Maxwell already getting into his first pitch. That one, though, is a smoker to left field that will be settled on quickly.
That ball was hit to Seifert. We've seen him make a play before. So first pitch swinging has been the go-to for both these teams so far, especially Mepham. Maxwell gives up a leadoff single to start this inning. But, you know, if you're Maxwell right now, you know he knows he can bounce back from this. He's not too worried as Maxwell gets the signal from Malnick with the pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 1. That was actually a foul tip.
Healthy hack at that ball, and obviously if you're Jericho here with the runner on, that contact is exactly what's been helping them so far. Obviously, having those contact hitters like your guy like Matt Waters. As we'll see another one hit the left, that one looks like it will fall right near center field.
Zoller getting the play right there. Just a bloop single right there for the Jayhawks right there.
And back-to-back hits. Maxwell seeming to fall in a bit of a hole here, but still runners on first and second for Jericho. It looks like they are gaining momentum slowly here.
Indeed, with Blanche now up to bat with first and second. No outs. If you're Maxwell, you're in a tough spot right here. You got to dial it in as Maxwell gets the signal from the hole. Maxwell with the pitch outside for ball one.
And now we're going to toss it down to Matty Geese, who has another spot with one of the coaches of this game.
Coach Ryan, and have a great rest of the game.
Thanks, Maddie. Now going back to the game, we see Maxwell. We see bases loaded right now.
But what we missed,
outs.
Ollie, we missed that Blanche single during the interview as we see a swing and miss there at the plate. But while we were gone, Jericho managed to load the bases, putting Maxwell into a tough situation. 3 straight singles.
You know, bases loaded, no outs. This is prime opportunity with Walsh up to bat. Maxwell with the pitch. Gets another hack right there. Foul tip. 0-2. Maxwell seeming to regain control as he looks to get the K right here.
Jericho swinging at a lot of these pitches. We'll see if they continue this, if they're able to put the cushion on or not. But Maxwell backs up into another pitch. Walsh grounds out one around to short, flicks to second. Quick toss to first, and they will convert the double play. The classic 4-6-2.
Absolutely. You know, you give up a run, but you get 2 outs in return. I'd say that's a net positive trade right there. You still have a 3-run lead. It gives Maxwell a little bit of a cushion. You have a runner on third, but you have 2 outs. And I think if you're Maxwell, you're feeling slightly relieved. It's Maxwell with the windup of the pitch. That'll be just outside for ball one.
You know, Maxwell here has been commuted to Western Connecticut since the beginning of the year, and we obviously see why. He got in that hole with the bases loaded, but that crucial double play, he's just able to force that kind of bad contact that you don't want to see as a hitter, as he forces a swing and a miss from Jericho's batter there.
You know, that DeJesus
Israel DeJesus here.
falling behind in the count right now. You know, Maxwell with the windup in the pitch. Gets a hack right there. That'll be 2 strikes in the count right now. Maxwell looking to pick up another K and get out of this inning, giving up only 1 run.
Maxwell getting his head back in the game. It seems 3 straight singles, but we haven't seen a hit since after the double play. Maxwell winding up with the pitch outside off the plate, pulling his catcher down to his knees.
Looked like he tried to go for a slider right there. Just didn't exactly get the location. And Milonic had to stretch out right there, make sure it didn't get by him. Maxwell looking to gain composure back in this at-bat. Maxwell with the windup of the pitch. Gets the strikeout right there with the swing and a miss. So good for Maxwell right there, being able to get out of this bases loaded, no out situation, only squandering up 1 run, as its Pirates team will continue to have the lead now 5-2.
3 stringing strikes from DeJesus there. It was quite a good showing by Maxwell following the situation. Only gives up 1 run now. First run we've seen from either side since the first inning, as we'll go here to the bottom of the 4th, and we'll see what Mepham's batters can respond with.
As it looks like Balgobin will continue to take the mound right here. He's given up 5 runs so far, but, you know, ever since that first inning, he's been pretty lights out. You know, he's only squandered. He squandered up those 5 runs, yes, but ever since then, he's been pretty solid. It was a rough first inning, but then he regained his composure, was able to bounce back, and he's now putting up a pretty good fight, keeping his team within 3. Now he's going to try and keep his team within 3. Now, if he gets, you know, 1, 2, 3 inning, I think that'd be a great motivator and boost for this Jayhawks team.
And it's kind of the hard spot you see with pitchers sometimes. Obviously, we saw Balgobin give up those couple of hits and up to 5 runs after that first inning. But since then, he's settled down, has given up a single run so far, and sometimes as a pitcher, that's kind of what you got to deal with. Obviously, if you get into a rut, it's sometimes hard to get out of, but as Balgobin has shown these past couple innings, he's been able to steady himself, and that's why Coach relies on him to be that starting pitcher. He has that talent to be able to get back in the game, and that's why he's still in.
I absolutely agree with you, Sean, right there. As we see Balgobin getting a couple of warm-up pitches right now. Looked like he was testing out a changeup right there in the dirt. That could be pretty filthy in the future, as Balgobin looks to be getting pretty set, pretty in motion. Looks like we're going to get this bottom half of the inning getting going pretty shortly.
We'll see what Mepham's batters have to respond with now. As the first one we see looks like it will be number 8, which will be Jaden Zoller, committed to the University of New Haven, playing today as an outfielder. And what we see of him in center field, obviously in that last inning, a couple pitches went to center field. He's able to track him down and get the ball. But we'll see what he can do on the batter's side of things here now, as he's coming up to face Balgobin after settling down. And we'll see what he has to say.
We saw Zoller start things off in that bottom of the first inning, which led to then 5 runs being scored. So we're going to see how he starts off now with Balgobin with the windup and the pitch. First pitch swinging by Zoller, deep to left field. That ball is gonna one-hop the fence. Zoller rushing on down to second. That'll be a stand-up double for Zoller. So once again, first pitch swinging for this Pirates team, and that's gonna pay off right there. As, excuse me, that was a great piece of hitting right there by the Pirates, and
showing off the power there with the bat. Just a few inches from hopping that left center fence via a ground rule double. He got to second base anyway.
Excuse me, I'm sorry for that right there. That was actually Quilty right there with the double. There's another ball lined into left. This time, that'll be caught.
Settled on there by John Fordenoff.
Quilty having to stay at second, not going to be able to get the tag up.
That one was Jackson Seifert, the senior, who had a home run against Bethpage, showing off that power once again, but it will go into left field's glove. Coming up now, third batter of the inning with a runner on second, just one out. We'll see what they can do.
So with one out right now, we've seen 2 first pitch swinging right now, both going to left field. Balgobin going to try and get something going on. Might get another first pitch swinging, as here's one up in the pitch. That was filthy, as that just curved right back in on the strike zone. That'll be strike 1 on Mackin.
And there you saw Mackin even back up off the plate after that pitch. That one cut in, but the movement was just too much for him to handle. That was a strike clipped the inside zone, as we'll see Balgobin looks to pick off Quilty at second, but he will not. He will get back set into position on the rubber.
With one out now, runner on second, you have runner in scoring position. You're going to wonder, how is Mackin going to potentially drive in this run with Balgobin with the wind-up in the pitch? Once again, trying again with that slider is actually Quilty, able to advance to third, so good piece of running by him right there, as there'll now be a runner on third base with just 1 out and 2 ball, and with a ball.
Now we'll see maybe if Coach Ryan's strategy will change with this runner on third and just 1 out to call, but obviously if I'm Ryan, I'm thinking of a sacrifice situation. But here we have a ball near the dirt for Mackin. Will go down as ball 2.
So 2 balls, 2 strikes right now on Mackin. Honestly, anything in play should be able to get the job done, drive Quilty home, as I'm sure that's what Mackin's thinking right now. Just by any means necessary, get the ball in play, as Balgobin, I think, recognize this, checks on Quilty, wind up, and the pitch. Goes for the dirt again, trying to get Mackin to chase that filthy slider. Doesn't work, as, Mackin being able to work the count right now in his favor right now.
Now's a chance for Mackin to prove himself. Balgobin here obviously looking to get the out. Mackin looking for just a chance to score Quilty from third. Here's the pitch from Balgobin, and he looks at that strike.
Paints the outside corner right there. Beautiful pitch by Balgobin right there. What a way to get back into this at-bat, get something going, as 2 strikes now on Mackin. Mackin's now going to have to do anything necessary to fight off. It's Balgobin with the windup and the pitch. tries to go for the dirt once again, and that'll be a walk, putting runners on the corners with just 1 out. We've seen this situation before, and it resulted in a home run blast by DeLucia. But now with Seligman up to bat, you know, we could potentially see that again as we see now a mound visit. Going to check up on Balgobin, trying to get him going, see what this Jayhawks team can do to rebound themselves as they're in a sticky situation right now with Seligman going to be coming up to bat.
And what I've seen out of Baven Balgobin today, obviously we saw in the first inning things just didn't go his way, 5 runs, but since then he has just been honestly electric to say. Obviously he doesn't show off with the flashy fastball or that extreme breaking ball, but we see a lot out of him is control. You see that control, the way he's able to put these pitches inside, on the corners, outside, and he's able to get these batters to swing. Honestly, he reminds me a bit of Greg Maddux back in the 90s with the Cubs. As we see another pitch here, which the catcher will drop, but it will be a bit high for ball 1.
Seligman 0 for 1 right now with the K. Definitely looking to redeem himself this at bat, get something going. He's got runners on first and third with only 1 out. Balgobin with the pitch, skied high into right. That could potentially lead to a run. It's actually beautiful play right there by the right fielder. There's going to be a play at the plate, and a beautiful throw right there by the Jayhawks. Oh my goodness, what a play right there in right field by Daria. An absolute cannon right there to get the double play. I mean, that was just a beautiful throw right there by Daria, being able to get behind the ball, track it down, and gun down that runner on third base right there. Just a beautiful play.
You folks should consider yourself lucky. We just saw a double rainbow on the baseball field today. Obviously, that rainbow hit from Seligman out to right, which Daria was just able to track down near perfectly. But not just that, but Daria's throw to the catcher. What a web gem that we just saw here today. Very glad to see it. Jericho's run at the top of the inning. It's a great defensive play, and oh my goodness, very glad to see that.
You know, what a beautiful play right there. I just want to give a ton of credit to Daria right there. That was a beautiful throw, able to get the out at home plate. And Nikki, I mean, what a momentum boost for this Jayhawks team.
Yeah, I was just going to say the same thing. I mean, that's one of those catches where if it had dropped, it just would have kept the momentum going for the Pirates. So it's a huge play for the Jayhawks right there.
You know, being able to give up no runs that inning after, getting one, definitely gets this Jayhawks team feeling pretty good about themselves. You know, that was honestly a lucky break for a Balgobin right there. You know, he's got to give a ton of credit to his outfielder right now. I mean, just what a phenomenal play. Shows off the cannon and gets this team still down by 3. Still very possible to come back.
Yeah, and it's very helpful for Balgobin, too, to know that he has his fielders' trust behind him and that he could trust them if he wants to throw a little bit closer to maybe not down the middle, but a little bit of a better pitch that they can hit. Then he can trust his fielders to be able to make plays like that and throws like that.
We've seen throughout this game Balgobin be very aggressive, especially on the first pitch, which is why we see so many first pitch swinging, you know. So with this Jayhawks team coming up to bat, you know, they've also been pretty known to be first pitch swingers, as Maxwell with the wind up in the pitch, and he'll start off behind in the count 1-0 with 1 ball, no strikes.
Yeah, he's going to want to get back in the count pretty quickly, because especially for a team that, like you were saying, both of the teams swinging on the first pitch, and then when they don't, it seems like you're more behind. So he's definitely going to want to make this next one count.
Waters up to bat. We saw him get a single in the first inning. Waters fouls one back. Now 1-1 in the count. Maxwell, he's been pretty solid throughout his outing this game. We know he's thrown the no-hitter before, so he has very high potential. We saw him get into a little bit of a pickle last inning, but he was able to get out, just giving up 1 run. Maxwell with the windup in the pitch. Paints the outside corner right there. Waters behind in the count, 1-2. 1 balls, 2 strikes. As we saw a replay right there of what happened last inning. A beautiful sequence right there as Maxwell now with the windup in the pitch. High for ball 2.
Now he has some time because he's ahead in the count. Now he can afford to have a few pitches.
Maxwell gets a swing and miss right there. That'll be another strikeout. I believe that's 4 right now for Maxwell. So definitely a great way to start off this top of the inning for Maxwell. You know, top of the 5th inning, you have a 3-run lead, getting a strikeout on the first batter you face in the top half of the inning. Got to feel great as Maxwell checking up on his fielders. He's feeling pretty confident in himself. As now Balgobin himself will come up to bat. That'll be a first pitch strike right there, top half of the corner right there on the plate. No balls, 1 strike. Maxwell wind up. The pitch looks to be a low right there. Mahalik tried to get the frame. Unfortunately, wasn't able to snag the ball right there to get the framing, as now Balgobin will be in a 1-1 count. You know, it's pretty nice to see Balgobin being able to, get up to bat, try and get himself some runs, get himself back into this game. Being a hitter and a pitcher, it's pretty tough. It's pretty tough.
I agree. I thought you were going to mention the major leagues, how they don't do that. But, yeah, it's definitely, he's going to be looking at it a little bit differently from a pitcher's perspective, knowing how he would throw and thinking about how Maxwell's throwing.
Maxwell with the wind up in the pitch. That'll be low for a ball. For a ball. As Maxwell wind up in the pitch. Swing and a miss right there. 2-2 the count. That's actually 4-0 at the plate right now. Apologies right there as Maxwell. The wind up in the pitch. Strikeout looking. Beautiful slider right there by Maxwell. Gets him looking. And back-to-back Ks right now for Maxwell. He got one swinging. He got one looking. So, if Maxwell's feeling his groove right now, as we see a replay right here. Just a beautiful pitch right there. Just got 4-0 looking. There is nothing he could do about that. So we see Maxwell gets set for the first pitch. That'll be high and outside for ball 1. Maxwell in the windup and the pitch. Low for ball 2.
I'm sure the Jayhawks are really just looking to get anyone on at this point with 2 outs and having both of their hitters being struck out. All you really need to do in this situation is just get on base so you can have your hitters behind you, help you out, and get you home. Absolutely
agree as Maxwell behind the count right now, trying to get something going. That'll be a ball as the Jayhawks get a 4-pitch walk right there. That's definitely a sigh of relief right there if you're the Jayhawks.
Definitely. You got to take the base any way you can, so it's helpful for them either way.
With 2 outs now and the runner on first base, you got to get something going, and it looks like the Jayhawks might be able to do just that with now a runner on first base. 2 outs. Then again, it is 2 outs, so Maxwell still, I'd say he's still feeling pretty confident checking up on first base. You don't want to give any free stolen bases. It's Maxwell pitch. There'll be a play at second base, and they get the play. Looked like Maxwell with a beautiful quick pitch right there. Maholnick with a beautiful cannon right there. Gets the out, catches the Jayhawks stealing as the side will be retired.
Yeah, that was a great play. Just everyone being aware of the situation and being ready to make that play. It was great by the Pirates, and I'm sure that's going to give them some momentum, like we were mentioning earlier, to now go and be up to bat, just having come off that great play.
Agreed, Nikki. As we head to the bottom of the 5th here, Pirates lead 5-2. If you're the Pirates, you're just going to keep doing what you've been doing. Even the ones that have been caught, there have been some long outs. DeLucia had that one long out to center. The Pirates also had another long out to left a couple innings ago. So they were really putting great swings off of Balgobin as we see the pitcher now for this team will be...
Looks like it's going to be Dylan Grodus for the Jayhawks.
Yeah, as we saw Grotus put a couple key swings on before. He does have a save for this team. This is not a safe situation with the team down by 3. But he's just trying to basically act like that closer and do exactly what he's supposed to do. Hold it at this 3-run deficit, because 3 runs in baseball is completely manageable. As you saw earlier, DeLucia got that 3 runs for the Pirates, which is the current difference with just 1 swing. So it could go completely the other way, just like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. And I'm sure Grotus's main concern for this inning is just to hold the Pirates. And I think that that's entirely possible because the Pirates now have to adjust to this new pitcher and a different maybe style or speed. And, yeah.
Agreed. As we wait for the Pirates hitter to step up to the plate, just trying to time up Balgobin. But overall, strong game so far by the Pirates and the Jayhawks. Don't cut them short, as they did give up 5 in the first inning, but since then, just shutout ball from Balgobin, and Grotus just looks to continue exactly that.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's all they need to do, really. If they can hold this Pirates team here, then they could get up to bat and just keep swinging.
As Balgobin's line was 4 innings, 5 hits, 5 runs, all 5 earned, and 2 strikeouts. So not the best outing, but he can definitely take those last 3 innings, even those last 2 outs of that inning, and take it, as the first pitch is in there for a strike by Grotus.
That's a great way to start off. I mean, your first pitch being a strike, that's got to give you some confidence there.
And that is Zola swinging a miss high on the outside corner. 0-2, Zola's behind.
It's a pitcher's count here. Now I'm sure he's going to look to maybe do something a little different.
And that one is fly to high to the left side of the field, and that one will be out of play there. So 0-2 here. As you just see Walsh run his line by Zola into the left field corner. Running stop made. Zola takes a wide turn at first, as he will hold it there. So leadoff single for Zola. Multi-hit game by him will now bring up Milonic.
That's one of those deep hits that we were talking about that just sometimes those might be caught, or sometimes if you just hit it enough, it's going to find a gap.
Agreed. As we have Milonic. Milonic has put a couple key swings on the ball. He did have that strikeout early, so just trying to get that. That one is ground ball over the short for 1 on the first. Not able to come up with the scoop, so it'll be a fielder's choice there. Jayhawks able to come away with 1, brings up a Guglielmo. But even Milonic on that one hit the ball hard. That the second baseman had to make that key play, and just there's the replay of the dunker by Zola. As a Guglielmo just trying to keep the Pirates going. As they had that leadoff single, thought they might have had something, got that fielder's choice due to the hustle there by Milonic, just trying to keep it going. And that one's in there for strike 1.
Absolutely, and that hustle is so important because you never know what could happen. Because if he had just stopped running, then maybe I would have been out there. But because of that hustle, now they have a run on first.
As that one's low and inside there, 1-1 count. As stepping out of the box is a Guglielmo. Now stepping back in there, and that one is foul to right field. Looks like it'll go far foul. No play on that one. 1-2 count. As the pitch is, and in motion is Milonic. Slide as he is safe there, as he will go to third. Gets caught in the middle there, trying to test the arm, as he ends up throwing off the center fielder's arm there with that little bit of hesitation, and end up picking up a key base out of it. As it was Waters there who had it after the overthrow at second. Saw Milonic take a very wide turn, thought he had third, and tried to check him down. Ends up throwing that one away. So Pirates 1 out, 1 out on third. All you need is sac fly to bring that 4-run lead back.
And here's a replay of just that overthrow and then Milonic going over to third base after that.
Yeah, as you saw Milonic just get right up off that slide once he saw that, showing off his awareness. And that one is up to shortstop coming under, making the catch, out number 2.
They say the shortstop is the captain of the infield, and he definitely showed that there, calling off the second baseman and taking that catch.
Agreed. As stepping up looks to be Lebowitz. As Lebowitz trying to get in that. As actually we have a pinch hitter here for the Pirates. As it looks to be Romeo. Steven Romeo will pinch hit for Justin Lebowitz. So Romeo in his first at-bat of the day, trying to come up in a key way, get that runner in, and give the Pirates that 6-2 lead.
It's a bit of a high-pressure situation for someone coming up for the first time.
That one gets the corner there. Again, Grotus just following in the footsteps of Balgobin with that first strike command. And that one's swing and a miss there, so behind early will be Romeo. 0-2 here, 2 outs. Jayhawks trying to stand that runner at third. And that one is grounded to Balgobin over to first to end the inning. So at the end of 5 innings of play here, Pirates 5, Jayhawks 2. So we will see Maxwell just coming right back out on the mound as he has just had a little struggle last inning, able to hold it to 1, just shows again his key plays.
Yeah, absolutely, and it shows his ability to just overcome any of even like a hit or maybe a runner on base.
As Maxwell, you just see him waiting for his catcher to get back out there, and you see Pirates 5 runs on 6 hits, and Jayhawks 2 runs on 5 hits. So now we're going to send it over to Sophia Whitaker with today's starting pitcher.
I'm Maddie Geese here with Carter. Carter, what was it like starting on senior day?
It was a great feeling, and it was a great time with the team. It was just a great overall win.
And then what do you have to do with your team in the next 2 innings to secure the win tonight?
Throw strikes, put the ball in play, and get outs.
Thank you so much, Carter. Have a great rest of the game.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maddie. And Carter just really kicked off this game from the beginning, going those 2 1/3 innings. And Coach Ryan, you saw him send him out there for that extra out just to so he can get the ovation that he deserved as his senior day from the fans and all the parents around here, and also just his teammates. You saw how much they really appreciate him for his outing of only allowing that 1 run, and I'm sure at the end of this game, even if the Pirates don't end up pulling him, you'll see the same out of everybody for Maxwell's outing.
Absolutely, I agree.
As we're waiting for the Jayhawks hitter to step up to the plate to kick off this 6th inning. But I expect Maxwell to just attack the hitters like he did last time, because even when he got behind, he attacked even more and ended up limiting that bases-loaded jam to that 1 run. As you see him just talking it over with his catcher, making sure they're on the same page, and the most important thing, being on the same page with your catcher, which is Milonic today. As you see Jayhawks hitter stepping into the box now, that one is fouled off there. As Maxwell ahead in the count yet again, 0-1 here. As Maxwell just trying to keep on continuing. And that one's high for ball 1.
Yeah, absolutely, and it helps to be ahead in the counts for just limiting how many pitches you throw, because if they are always fouling off pitches, then maybe you don't have to throw as many to try and get them to swing at an outside pitch or something a little outside of the strike zone. So it helps to just be able to get on them early.
Agreed, as that one was in the dirt there, and that one outside too. So Maxwell behind 3-1. Jayhawks really working the count here, exactly what you need to do in the second to last inning of play. Down 3 runs. You need base runners at any cost, and that one's ripped foul of the left field line, so full count here.
And with a full count, it could be anyone's. It could be the pitcher's looking for that third strike, and then the hitter looking for anything close that could remotely be called a strike.
And Maxwell into the windup here, and the pitch is high for ball 4, so a huge leadoff base runner got by the Jayhawks. Just exactly how you want to start this inning, down by 3 runs. As Maxwell, we could see maybe that runner get his leads. You see him getting his, maybe trying to pick off that stone base. We have seen a couple one of those today as Maxwell in there for strike 1.
He's not taking too much of a lead because Milanic, I'm sure he probably knows that Milanic could definitely throw down to first at any time, or Maxwell.
As there it is, Milanic throwing down the first. Able to get back in there is Balgobin with Grotus at the plate. As Grotus behind in the count here, just Maxwell trying to get his pitches going, or maybe even that ground ball to Selman to try and turn to here. As Maxwell thought he may have got the corner. Umpire says no, so that'll be ball 1.
It's a good pitch to miss, though, just being so borderline.
And that one, he does get the call there, so duplicates the pitch. Another strikeout for Maxwell. That'll bring up Logan Ho for the Jayhawks. For the Jayhawks, you just worried about moving that runner around and just trying to get him in at any costs possible. And that one is lined foul of first base. If that was fair, that could have been exactly what the Jayhawks needed, as it looked like it might have gotten by the first baseman, and that could have given them their 2 base runners. Instead, it's an 0-1 count still with Ho at the plate. And Maxwell just trying to stay on his game here and stay in control as he gets that ground ball over to first on the short, not able to come up with it. But going back to the keys of the game by the coach of Jericho, he said they wanted to take advantage of the other team's mistakes. And there it is. It was a low throw there by Quilty over to DeLucia. So here's a huge opportunity here to take advantage. The real way that you can take advantage in the big way is with Blanche going deep here to tie the game, as that one's in there for strike 1.
And that being a potential double play, and then going for the force out, and then missing that does definitely help out the Jayhawks here. So I'm sure they're definitely going to capitalize on that.
As we see some action in the Pirates' pen here, you see coach coming out in a mound visit in such a crucial situation. Maxwell ahead in the count 0-1. You just want him to stay on his game and do what he's done ever since Gilman exited.
Yeah, I feel like baseball is really all about, especially pitching, it's just about how you manage difficult situations. So maybe if there's a couple players on base, just how you're going to get yourself out of that and how you're going to trust your team behind you.
Yeah, as we see the mound visit breaking up here, but that also gave Blanche an opportunity to talk to his coach and get the full rundown and know what he's trying to do and how to situationally hit with that 1 out, first and second. As you see the Pirates in double play depth here, really trying to do what they can to get that double play and really hold these runners. Hold it. As you see the square there, and there's exactly the situational hitting I mentioned. As you saw Coach put on the bunt side, maybe at least for that pitch and draw that high ball. But it also could, that bunt sign, throw off Maxwell's pitching, just get him out of his groove. Just seeing that as you see time out here called by Blanche.
Yeah, this is a very high-pressure situation for Maxwell here because I'm sure he knows that this run could be potentially the tying run.
As you see the Pirates go back to playing straight up, but that pitch is low there, 2-1 count. So where it comes, Maxwell behind in the count, has not been behind in the count much these couple innings that he's pitched. You see him look back to run at first, just behind 2-1. Gets the corner there, 2-2 count, exactly what he needed. Now in a perfectly even count, can go to any pitch he wants. Worst case scenario, if it's not close, his catcher will block it, and it'll only be ball 3. So Maxwell, 2-2, 2 on, 1 out, looking for that put-away pitch. Could he go away? And that one is popped up sky high, and first base on the run is the catch is made by Quilty. Everybody stays put. That will bring up Walsh with 2 on, 2 out. Now, if you're Jericho, you need to at least get one of these ones in. This late in the game, you cannot squander these opportunities, and nonetheless, the Pirates' mistakes.
Yeah, and really trying, as we see this replay here, of Quilty catching that ball in foul territory there. What a great catch, and really helping out the Pirates there.
Now that first pitch is high for ball 1 there. As you see the hitter just taking his time in such a big situation. Walsh just trying to do what he can do. As he puts just bat on ball there. Looks like it's on a line to Zola. And Maxwell gets out of the jam again. Huge outs by Maxwell. And at the end of 5.5 innings of play, Pirates 5, Jayhawks 2.
Yeah, and that was just another example of him getting himself out of a difficult situation there, as we see this replay of that catch in center field and just helping the Pirates get out of that inning.
But if you're Walsh, that's a perfect battle there. Just not all of them will drop. Eventually one of those will drop, as we see Grotus coming out here for his second inning of work, just trying to do exactly what he did last inning with a quick shutdown inning to this Pirates team.
And some of these Pirates have not yet seen this pitching live, so they will still be trying to adjust to this pitching, and I'm sure Grotus will take advantage of that.
As Grotus taking his warm-ups, as we see the rest of the Jayhawks coming back on the field here. You're the Jayhawks, you're going to need your most solid defense and not make those mistakes in this big situation.
Yeah, especially this late in the game. 6th inning, down by 3. They're going to be looking to just have really strong defense and not let any more runs in.
As we see a replay here of as getting ready to step up to the plate is the Pirates hitter. Just a couple last warm-ups and handshakes from his teammates so he can get ready for this big 6th inning. As stepping up to the plate will be Grady DeLucia. DeLucia in his 2 at-bats hit a 3-run home run the first one and flew out to deep center field, but that was against Balgobin. So this is his first time going up there against Grotus. You saw that one get in there, strike 1. We'll see if DeLucia carries his power, and that one's off the top of the cage, 0-2. We saw DeLucia in those 2 counts be aggressive, and he got the home run on a first pitch, and he got that fly out on pitch number 2. So already 2 pitches in the at-bat. We haven't seen DeLucia behind in the count today, as we see a mound visit here. Very interesting to see this in 2 strikes. DeLucia looks like he may have called time too, just trying to keep on doing what this Pirates team has done. Bat on ball and just let the ball have a mind of its own, whether it drops or it goes right at the field. And the pitch there is lined. Balgobin able to make the play there. Nifty running stop and the throw over to first for out number 1. So DeLucia 1 for 3 on the day, but that one was a big one. Now we'll bring up Quilty.
That one almost went right up the middle, and that would be exactly what the Pirates needed in that first at-bat. They don't necessarily need a home run every time, and this is one of those situations where they didn't necessarily need that, but a hit up the middle would have been nice.
And Quilty, that first pitcher, swing and miss. Strike one. So getting ahead in the count. We've seen him go 2 for 2 this inning is Grotus with those first pitch strikes, and that one's fouled and out of play. So 2 times this inning, 2 batters so far. He's gotten ahead 0-2. Will we see that put away pitch? DeLucia was able to get a bat on it last time, but this time it is able to foul it off Quilty. So still 0-2 here. But what we're really seeing is Grotus not even trying to have to work that hard and find his way out of the jams here, as he's getting ahead in the count, working efficiently, exactly what they need here. And that one's ripped, running, trying to make the play, as that one will drop. One hop off the wall there, as Quilty will scoot in the second there, as it'll be a 1-out double by Quilty, and will bring up Seafoot.
Nearly one hop the fence there.
Nearly an automatic double, but instead Quilty gets the opportunity to leg that one out. So Pirates, 1 out, runner in scoring position. Going to need that big swing out of Seafoot. As you see, Grotus just waiting for his fielders to get set here. Just Seafoot trying to advance that runner. You see Quilty. We saw a stolen base out of him earlier. Could we see him, maybe, even if he doesn't steal, try and throw off that pitcher's timing into maybe balking? As we see Grotus into the windup here, and the pitch inside almost catches a piece of Seafoot. And just here's a replay of that swing by Quilty, and just the lip on how it almost bounces over the wall, just right off the middle. So 1-1 count here to Seafoot. That pitch is able to clip the outside. 1-2 count to Seafoot.
All that's really needed here is a nice base hit to right field, as that would probably bring in the runner on second.
And the windup and the pitch by Grotus gets to the backstop. As you see Quilty, we see the speed again, able to show his awareness on that wild pitch. As we've seen a couple wild pitches for the Jayhawks, and the Pirates able to advance on all of them. So runner on third now, 1 out. All you need here is just a sac fly. So basically, bat on ball to the outfield, you will be safe. Although, don't count it automatically, as Dahlia we saw earlier with the cannon on the nail a runner. Could he potentially do that again? That one's fouled off. So 2-2, 1 out, runner on third in Quilty.
Yeah, and you had mentioned before one of the Jayhawks' keys of the game was to take advantage of mistakes of the other team, and now the Pirates have just done that with that wild pitch, and now Quilty being on third.
As Seafoot goes down swinging there, will bring up Anton Macon as actually another pinch hitter for this Pirates team, as it'll be Tegan Cardona. Cardona not normally on the bench for this team, and now he comes up with a runner on third, as Cardona had a home run last game for this team. If he does it now, it'll be even bigger, moving the deficit back to 5 runs.
Now we see a replay here of just that swing and a miss there. Huge for Grotus.
Yeah, just late movement on that pitch for Grotus, as it looks to be maybe.
There looks like there might be a new
pitching
pitch
change, as now it'll be Waters. Waters was originally in center field here, so now we see him coming in the pitch. We see another guy from the dugout come out with a glove. We'll see who that is. So we will have a new center fielder here.
Yeah, and it's always interesting because Waters is a utility player, and it's always interesting to see those kinds of players move around the field and then end up on the pitcher's mound.
Yeah, as looks to be now in center field will be Ho originally at shortstop. So just a bunch of changes, looking like a full utility team out here for the Jayhawks, which is great if you're a coach, because then you can depend on any player going to any position and not have a worry about an error happening.
Yeah, agreed. It's very helpful. And here's a replay.
And there's a replay of just able to leg out that triple. That was the triple from earlier in the game there. That stand-up triple by the diving fielder in Dahlia. As Dahlia, you saw him completely get his get back on the Pirates for that one. Letting that triple get by him, and that run scored. Ended up preventing another run on that fly ball to him, and just his arm really being the difference.
Yeah, and it really just shows how important it is for each player to play their part, and every hit is really important.
As Grotas did his job here, 1 2/3 shutout. He did allow that hit to Quilty, and that was the only hit on him, but that could end up coming back to get him with that run on third. So we have an inherited runner now with Waters in there, and Cardona, the pinch hitter, still waiting to see his first pitch of the day. And into the windup here, and the pitch to Cardona is high and inside for ball one. So 1-0 count. Cardona able to get ahead in the count from coming off the bench, which is key, and that one is able to clip the inside corner for a 1-1 count. Just 1-1. Cardona just trying to find open field as the Jayhawks playing straight up with 2 outs, so not really much open space in that infield other than right up the middle. And that one's outside for ball 2.
Now there's a huge lead being taken from third base as the Pirates are really looking to get that run in.
Into the windup is Waters, and that pitch is fouled to the backstop, getting ahead on Cardona, 1-2, looking for his key put-away pitch. As actually it is 2-2 here. Just highlighting Fortunoff, key player on this team out in left field. Saw him make a running grab just a couple innings ago to save a couple runs. And into the windup here, and the pitch is grounded to short. Tough play. And it pulls him off the base there as Balgobin not able to make it. Driving in Quilty is Cardona. Pirates will pick up a run and give them a 6-2 lead.
That's one of those examples where contact is just the best thing because you never know what could happen on any play. You might think it's maybe just an infield hit, and then it turns out to be something that allows you to get on first.
As Seligman is lined up in the 9 spot here, we'll see if he hits, because we have seen a lot of substitutions for this Pirates team over the last couple innings. As we wait to see as stepping up to the plate, actually, it will be Laspina. Laspina pinch hitting for Seligman. So another substitution for this Pirates team, and that one's whipped right down the third base line as you see Cardona taking that turn, holding at second, testing the outfielder's arm. So back-to-back pinch hits for the Pirates out of Cardona and Laspina, now bringing up your leadoff hitter, Zola.
And that's really huge for those two pinch hitters, just coming in and showing what they can do, especially on a first pitch like that. It's really incredible.
Agreed. As Zola ready with 2 hits today, going for a third in a big situation, and that one is inside, strike 0-1 count. As just Waters trying to get out of a little two-out rally by the Pirates of first and second, already allowing the inherited runner of Grotus, so Grotus will get charged with a run on his ERA. Into the windup here, and that pitch is swing and a miss, so an 0-2 count, and just here's a replay of that hit by Laspina, just whipped right down the third base line in the left field, but now trying to be erased by Jericho, and that one is fouled wide of third base. So we'll run it back at 0-2 with 2 on. And just Zola just trying to see him defend himself on any pitch close, even if he can't get all of it, if it's not his ace swing. Just trying to find the open space and try and get his teammates to get running and force the Jayhawks to make a mistake with bat on ball.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. It's really important to just find a gap at this point. Just get anything that you can do.
As we see Pirates taking their leads and swinging a miss there is Zola. So at the end of 6 innings of play here, Pirates 6, Jayhawks 2.
And just adding a little bit onto that deficit, so that's helpful for the Pirates. And Jericho's going to look to just hold them here.
This will be interesting to see what the Pirates do. Will Maxwell close, or will they... And just here's a replay of that strikeout to end that inning as Maxwell looks to be out there to start this 7th and last inning. I'm now joined again by Brandon Catalina. Brandon, what have you seen recently?
Yeah, it's just been a pitcher's duel at this point. The first inning was 6 other runs scored in this ball game out of the 8. So it's just been a total pitcher's duel after this first.
Agreed. As we saw last inning, the Pirates picking up their first run since that first inning. As we see Maxwell out here, could we see Coach Ryan do the same thing he did for Gilman? Let him come out to start that 3rd inning for Gilman and get that out and get the ovation he deserved. Maxwell, we see in the 7th inning, we saw him be a little shaky those last couple innings, but limit the damage to only 1 run with those base runners getting on. Could we see Maxwell only go 1 out here, or could we see him go out and close this game out?
Yeah, at the end of the day, he's gone 4 innings thus far, let up only 1 run. That's exactly what you want to do.
Agreed, as this is the Jayhawks' last hope here. We'll see what they can do in this big situation as Maxwell just making sure he's on the same page with DeJesus stepping up to the plate. He is 0 for 2. It'll be DeJesus really trying to lead off and get this key leadoff base runner off of Maxwell, who before the last couple innings has been tough to get those base runners on, but it looked like the Jayhawks have been picking them up more and more as this game's gone on. Maxwell, 3 innings, 1 run, and 6 strikeouts, just dominating, striking out 6 out of the 9 guys who he has faced, and that one is fouled off the top of the cage there for strike 1.
Yeah, if you're Maxwell, you just have to pound the zone. You can't give out free passes, let walks on base, and let them score like that. You have to make them earn it.
Agreed, as 0-1, Maxwell ahead in a big count here. Pirates just trying to mow him down and save their pitches, and that one is high and inside for ball 1. So 1-1 count here to DeJesus.
Yeah, just high right there on the pitch.
Maxwell into the windup here, and the pitch is able to get past DeLucia and roll in the left field. So there it is, the leadoff base runner like the Jayhawks needed in DeJesus. We'll see if Coach Ryan keeps Maxwell in, as it looks like he's letting his ace go and just keep on pitching. So 1 on, none out. We'll see who's up here as we see the square to bunt, as he does not get that bunt down, as that one hits home plate. So it'll be 0-1 with Dahlia looks to be hitting. And here's the replay of that lip. Just able to get out of the reach of DeLucia is DeJesus.
Yeah, just out. Trying to bunt for a hit right here. It was trying to catch the Pirates off guard, but now they've moved the third baseman in.
That is Margolin at the plate here. Just looking to do exactly what the Jesus did. And that pitch is outside there for ball one.
Yeah, just a smidge outside, not able to get to the call.
As we see Maxwell just trying to get that ground ball to turn that double play. And that one's popped high. Quilty on the run, able to get onto it and make the catch for out number one of this ninth inning.
Yeah, great job able to keep his feet in the lines. If his feet would have passed, it would not have counted as a catch.
As we see Maxwell 2 outs away from putting this game away. It looks like Coach Ryan will just roll with his ace. And just here's the replay of Quilty getting onto it to make the catch for out number one.
Yeah, 2 outs to go right here.
As Maxwell getting his signs from his catcher, Milanic, in a key situation. Always looking for, with 1 out and 1 on, that key double play. Able to get that first pitch. Just missed the zone for ball one.
Just high right there. Gonna see what he's gonna do. Probably looking for a strike right here, down 1-0 in the count.
As it's Fortunoff at the plate here. And that one gets the corner there for strike one.
Yeah, perfect outside corner fastball for the first strike of this batter.
As 1-1 here, Maxwell. As you see the Pirates just shifting over to try and get that ground ball. And that one is ripped in the right field. As the runners will just advance there. As it is 2 on and 1 out. Jayhawks looking for a little 7th inning rally here.
Yeah, the rally has officially started. 1 out, first and second. And now you have the best hitter on the Jayhawks coming to the plate.
Agreed. It is Waters. Waters has not had the best of days today, but he is this season throughout has just been able to even just get on base, whether it's a single or a double, just batting .500 going into today, just trying to raise that now. And that one will be fake throw over to first to try and maybe throw off the runner's timing. So it'll be 1-0 count here. As you just see, runners taking their leads, not being held on. Pirates still looking for that ground ball. As Maxwell gets that one in there and trying to make the catch there on the run. Backing up is Seafoot for out number 2. Runners will stay put here and bring up Balgobin, who started the game for this Jayhawks team. This game now could come down to him. 2 on, 2 outs.
Yeah, the game comes down to this as we have a replay of the last play.
As that is a replay of the single from Fortunoff from a couple batters ago. As Maxwell 1 out from just going a perfect outing of 4 2/3, 1-run ball, and getting in the jams and just getting at him, just showing the strength of a true ace. And that one is high for ball one.
Yeah, you know, Maxwell can't let up any free passes still. It's still... You got to get to the next batter if you're the Jayhawks here to even have a chance of tying the game, so just throw strikes.
As Maxwell into the windup here, and the pitch is lined right up the middle, picked up by Zola. Throw is cut, and the bases are loaded after the single from Balgobin. Brings up Grotus, tying runner at the plate here.
And the Pirates are going to be looking to their ace to close the game out right here. 6-2 Pirates, 2 outs, bases loaded.
As we see no action in the bullpen for the Pirates. Looks like it'll be Maxwell's game regardless. Tying runner at the plate in Grotus with a grand slam. Maxwell into the windup here, and the pitch is lined into the left center field gap and rolls all the way to the wall. 1 around the score. Send in the second. Now the third, with a little bit of a stumble, he will score. So a bases clearing double, exactly what they need out of Grotus. 6-5, Jayhawks with a huge rally. It all started with 1 out, then they picked up out number 2, and they didn't let it shake them. As it looked like the Jayhawks looked like they were starting to get to Maxwell the last couple innings, but that was the first time they really broke through. As it looks like Maxwell will stay in there with Ho stepping up to the plate. tying runner just 2 bases away.
Yeah, that's just line drive after line drive is finding the outfield grass, and the Pirates have been warming no one up, so they got to keep Maxwell in, and they got to hope he can finish this game.
Agreed, as there's a guy now starting to warm, as that one is inside there for ball 1. And just here's a replay of that rip by Grote, is able to find the open field. Now Maxwell into the windup, behind in the count 1-0, gets the call there on the outside corner, 1-1 count.
Yeah, perfect pitch low and outside, able to dot that corner.
If you're Maxwell in this key situation, you need to forget about everything and just pitch like nobody's on it and just play your game and forget about that rip off you. And that pitch is fouled off the backstop, so 1-2. Maxwell now only 1 strike away from bringing the Pirates win number 11 on the year and number 6 in the conference.
Yep, 1 strike away or 1 hit away. 1-2 count.
As Maxwell, plenty of pitches to play with in this 1-2 count. As you see him getting his sign from his catcher, Milanic, trying to put away Ho. Maxwell gets the sign into the windup, and the pitch here is low for ball 2.
Yep, low and inside, 2-2 count.
As you just see a lot of also plate discipline by this Jayhawks team as the game has gone on. As Maxwell's outing's gone on, they've just really been able to lead those pitches and work these counts. So 2-2, runner on second, 2 outs, and the pitch by Maxwell, swing and a miss high, ball game over. Pirates win 6-5 over the Jericho Jayhawks.
Yeah, I got him on the high heat right there. Beautiful pitch to end this game. 6-5, Pirates are able to capture the win.
And that just shows how strong your ace can really be, just giving up that rip to Grotus to make it a 1-run game, not letting him phase him at all, just getting ahead in the count, just working his way through and getting that high fastball to end this ball game.
Yeah, that's exactly what he did. He was able to show some resilience right there and strike out the final batter.
As that was 7 strikeouts totaled on the outing for Maxwell. Just great outing. Pirates will now move to 11-4 on the year, and just here's a replay of that strikeout. Just the high cheese, and you saw the energy and reaction by Maxwell, how hyped up he is to finish his senior day. As you saw the Pirates on their senior day have the huge impact from Grady DeLucia right off the beginning. 3-run home, and you saw Maxwell and Gilman just carry this pitching staff, saving the Pirates pitchers, only going 2 pitchers here. Maxwell looking dominant for most of his outing, and you also had Gilman just mowing him down for those first couple innings.
Yeah, it was a great performance by both teams right here. 6-5 finish.
But the Jayhawks have a lot to take away from this one, and plenty of positives. Against the 3rd team in the conference, your pitching staff held them down for basically about 6 innings, other than just allowing 1 run only after that first inning.
Yes, for sure. And another thing is, Pirates scored a lot of runs early, so it would be easy as the lower seed to get down in the game.
As now we're going to send it over to Maddie Gees with our BMB player of the game, Grady DeLucia.
Hi, I'm Maddie, and I'm here with Grady. Grady, how was it playing in your senior game?
It was a little emotional, but it was also really fun being out there with the boys that I've been with for all 4 years, and we had a lot of fun out there.
And then what did you do this game that led you guys to the win?
We played our hearts out and made all the right plays. No one made an error in the field. Everyone played great.
Thank you, Grady. I hope you had a good game.
Thank you, guys.
That's all for me. I've been Jared Boxman here alongside Brandon Catalina, signing off.